everybody. Drew Dosek here with Verified Investing. Today we got some pro charts to go over, and these are stocks, all right? Stocks that have recently and or just had some earnings and are moving on the charts, getting close to some support levels and key levels to watch for potential bounces. So let's get into these stocks and go over the TA involved with them. First up, we got this stock called APLD, Applied Digital Corporation, reported earnings most recently a couple days ago. And I'm going to bring your attention to a couple patterns that we've got going on this chart. First, I want to point out this inclining parallel channel. All right, that was the main pattern for this chart. And as you see here, we broke down from that parallel channel, created this low pivot here on March 30th, which then allowed me to draw this inclining trend line from the pivot low back here in the April 2025 lows, connected over to that pivot. And then that also provided the bounce spot for here on July 17th when price bounced up on the charts. And as you see here now, we're coming back down, not only coming back down to this trend line, we did bounce yesterday, but now we are failing that trend line today. So if the selling continues, watch very closely for confirmation tomorrow. You get confirmation if you have a daily close tomorrow beneath the low of today's candle. If that happens, then this is the next destination for price to go to at $20 for support. We could get a little pierce in this area. Notice this low pivot down here at 1908. So we could get a little pierce of that $20 range. And then once it gains traction, the bounce will take us back up to this inclining trend line right around $27 and just slightly above it. That's an inclining trend line, so it's going to get higher and higher on the chart the longer it takes price to get to it. But near term, that would be the resistance spot. If we see price continue straight down into that trend line, be a great technical area for near-term bounce. Next up, P&G. This is Procter Gamble. They also reported earnings and actually did it today, this morning. They missed slightly on revenue, and they did also provide some headwinds talking about cost increasing as far as not only for their goods, but then for their freight. Obviously, with oil prices going up, shipping expenses are getting up there in cost, and that will all start cutting into margins unless, of course, they start increasing their prices. So that's what they at least discussed during the earnings report. You can see price action closed the day before here at the 148 range and then opened up this morning all the way down here at $141. Quick dip, but then nothing but straight back up. And look, we're now navigating the 50% area of this parallel. This parallel's contained price on P&G since March of 2025. You can see that here when I zoom back out on the chart, basically making the pivot high from this older parallel that I had and started declining, breaking down from that parallel until where we find ourselves today. So clearly right now you can see I've bookended price action. Now for the larger term, the macro, you can see this downward move. And this is all sideways consolidation. So guys, this is a bear flag with the break point of that bear flag down here on this trend line, roughly $136. But right now, P&G has a different thing in mind for itself to come back up, try to regain the top 50% of this parallel, at least postpone some of this bearish negative price action until later. But you can see here too, even within all of this bearish consolidation, ever since the beginning of June, we tried to march up and put in near-term bullish consolidation. Even though this is still a big bear flag on the chart, the most near-term was trying to be bullish and get out of that bearish consolidation. But now we've since gone back down into the lower 50% of the parallel. So that's where the real battle lies, guys. If we start putting in daily closes above 145.47, that slightly increases probabilities for more upside with the resistance here on this declining trend line, about $150.69. We start closing underneath this level, the 50%, that increases probabilities for us to tack the bottom in and for that bear flag to play out. So that's why it's critical today, tomorrow, and the next couple trading days. Where does Procter & Gamble close? Is this just a bounce right after earnings and then the selling resumes tomorrow? We'll find out, but that's what I see on the chart of Procter & Gamble. Next up, Generac Holdings. Generac, as you see here, they also did report earnings this morning. Now, initially gapped up pretty nicely, but have since then sold straight back down. Now, this was a temporary daily bottoming candle yesterday. It doesn't quite qualify because price action was too close to it. And generally, you're going to need about 180 days of no price action to actually distinguish a daily bottoming tail. Nice tidbit of education there for you. However, this still is a in spirit of bottoming candle. Now let's look at the RSI too. Well, That does make sense, right? We had a Fibonacci retracement level here at 185 and 47 cents. We're oversold on the daily time frame, getting under the 30 point threshold, which recognizes that as being oversold in the near term. So this is very interesting what's going on. Generac should be due for a bounce. Got it initially right after earnings, but has since given it all right back up. The more and more we put in daily closes in this range, a bear flag will develop, folks, and increase probabilities of us coming down and testing the bottom range of this parallel just under $170. Now that area, as long as this oversold situation still is there, could be a nice buying opportunity for price action to finally catch traction and then push up the charts. There will be stopping points. 210, 200 psychological number is going to be a resistance level moving back through it, but then mainly 210 beyond that, as we do have some consolidation right here in the high pivot of today's price action. Next up, we got Caterpillar. Caterpillar, as you see here, putting in 3 consecutive days of very nice downward movement on the charts. You see, I've got an inclining trend line that starts back here in November of 2024. Notice when price broke the parallel, went straight to this level, went back to the parallel, retested its breakout, went right back to that trend line, got rejected, paused again here. And once it broke through, it came back and retested it. That tells me that when price comes back down to this level, this likely will be a solid level of support, due and worthy of a bounce, particularly if we have price continue plummeting down like this. So you can see that level is going to be right around $737 to $735. Now, a substantial bounce, an aggressive one, would take us right back up to this 850 range. That could be a very nice gain, but be delicate, as this is a very steep sell, and then selling pressure could emerge after any bit of positive bounces that you see here on the chart of CAT. Next up, SanDisk, guys. Look at the decline here on SanDisk. Just most recently from the high here in June 22nd, SanDisk is now down 56% to where we're currently trading, guys, just above $1,000. We pierced it during regular hours today. Overnight got as low as around 950, under 970. So we did sell down nicely on SanDisk overnight. Near term, though, look at that parallel. We're not quite down at the 30 threshold. We don't have to be at the 30 threshold of the RSI at the bottom of the screen to bounce. But guys, factors are starting to line up to point towards the fact that SNDK is due for a decent bounce coming up in the near future. Notice this consolidation here right around the $900 to $950 range. If price breaks the bottom of this parallel, which is actually the $1,000 mark, that's where the next key level of support will be. But beyond that, guys, we're moving down to around 750 to 688. So if we do get a breach of this parallel, anticipate some sort of stopping pressure, if not a support rebound area to recapture the parallel right around $950. If we fail there, guys, watch out. We could see some more selling pressure. But also notice we got a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. So that tells us the targeted measured move for SanDisk is down here sub $300, guys. So we very well could be plunging through all of this, but I don't see us going straight down to this level, hitting it, and then bouncing. Instead, what happens when we break key trend lines, we often like to go to the next support, find that support, then go back up and test that neckline. So that's what I'm anticipating first before we then come back down and retest this parallel for a potential break and head lower on the charts. We'll see if that happens. And there could be some great money to be made regardless. If the price gets back up here to 1343, I would expect an awful lot of resistance. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in and learning some about our Pro Chart setups today. Again, my name is Drew Dosek. We've got a lot of great free content here for you, so stick around, enjoy yourself, learn some technical analysis, find your next trade setup, and execute. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. You'll see me right here on the charts next time. Until then, take care, folks.